clear. Mayato. Not going to go low. He's going to try and fake the 48. Travato using the inside lane. Mayato now up half a groove. The second position looks for his first race win. Oh, hard contact. Mayato up in the air, up on the hood, on top of the Geico machine. All over his back bumper. He's going to have to be very tactical with his moves. Oh, and hard under braking. Travato nearly locked it up there. See, very big slide out of turn number 1. Comes Chris Samar, Kevin Cornelius. They're going to make a charge in the third lane. Is it too little, too late? Are they going to have the run out of turn number 4? Mark Emerson down low. They're all going to wreck. Dennis Fairclough in the lead right now. Here comes Nick Gardner. Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Tonight for the playoff opener from Nashville Super Speedway. This is the Below the Double Yellow 200. The first race of the round of 12, race 14 of 20 this season. 200 miles around the 1 1/3 mile racetrack here in Nashville, Tennessee. It'll be a good one here. This track, despite its size, races like a much shorter racetrack. You've got to use the brakes. Got to manage the throttle. And these guys are running 750 horsepower, low downforce package cup cars. It's going to be a great race tonight, and we hope you enjoy. We've got 12 drivers competing for the championship, and you're looking at the driver who has dominated this season, Zach Carr, with 5 race victories so far this season. He is already the fastest in practice here tonight, with some contenders close behind him, though, in the time charts. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all works out. Zach was the best around here in the exhibition race before we started this season. We'll see if he can continue to show the success here tonight. Let's take a look at the points as they enter into tonight's race. It'll be 12 drivers once again competing for that championship. Zach Carr, 5-time race winner through the first 13 races. AJ Stravato also found victory lane twice. Keith Mayato, 2 times a winner. Seth Hatchell, he found victory lane this season. Reggie Ortega, very consistent, still has not yet found a checkered flag, but definitely very consistent and somebody to watch out for here tonight. Angelo Ronis up there in the mix. Jeremiah Vincent, Jeremy Miller as well. Jeremy won the first race of the season and qualified into the playoffs on that, but has been very quick over the last few races. Chris Samard, who had a stage win and qualified in on points. Going to be somebody to watch out for at a track that runs like a short track. He is definitely a specialist on those. Alec Martinez, who joined the season late, he grabbed a victory and qualified in on that. Anthony Pelican also winning at North Wilkesboro, and Bradley Wilson, the last of the 12 drivers in. All of these guys competing for a championship. This is how they enter into the race tonight. As drivers are on track, putting down qualifying times, we'll see where they line up for tonight's race. We'll go on board with a couple of drivers who are looking for redemption here. This is going to be Ryan Gemmel, driver for Team B Speed, who was not able to grab a victory and just missed out on the playoffs by a few points. But he is going to be a driver to watch out for. Could play spoiler somewhere during these playoffs. He's been up there in the mix week in and week out. Brings his car through turns 3 and 4 across the start-finish line. Gonna be very quick right there. 9th quick on that lap. We'll see if he picked it up on lap number 2. Zach Carr currently the fastest over Keith Mayato right now. Those two have really been the class of the field week in and week out. My auto will improve on lap number 2. Adjust by 5/1000ths of a second. Not going to be enough to catch Zach Carr. Right there with a 29.354, the time to beat. Gemmel unable to improve his lap time. Here's Eric Lambert, the number 3 machine. Currently scored 11th quick at the moment. Alec Martinez just getting wound up here. He'll pull it up off the apron onto the racing surface. He's going to be a driver to ride on board with. Conditions tonight, 115 degrees here at the Nashville Superspeedway on track. Pretty comfortable outside though, 77-degree air temp. Alec Martinez, he'll take it down in turn number 1, hard under braking. He's not happy with that effort. He is going to actually, he'll reset that race car. He'll give it another shot here. Reggie Ortega goes second quick with the number 22 Virtual Racing League machine. 41/1000ths off of Zach Carr. Those drivers currently holding the front row down for the moment. Chris Samard got his 2 laps in. He is currently 73/1000ths off the pole in the 5th position. Jeremy Miller, who is out here getting a bit more practice in. He is currently 6th quickest, also a playoff driver. Thank you, Eric, for the well wishes there. Good luck in the race tonight. Eric Lambert in the chat. I do want to welcome you all and hope you enjoy the broadcast tonight. This is the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, and it is race number 14 out of 20 this season. Back to business after the All-Star race last week. As AJ Stravato, he's going to get rolling onto the racetrack, the 33 car. Oh, he is a bit squirrely getting up off of pit lane. See if he gets a penalty from that. He gets that car wound up, pushing it out of turn number 4. We'll send it down into turn number 1, hard on the brakes. Gets it pointed in the right direction here, nice and stable for the moment. Car got pretty light right there. He is just manhandling it up out of the corner. What kind of lap will he put in? 29.523. Only going to be good enough for 12th quick is AJ. Bravado champion from 2 seasons ago. Up there in the 2nd seed in the playoffs is not a great exit out of turn 4. We'll see what kind of a lap he gets in if he improves at all. He will not improve on lap number 2, so 12th position it is for AJ Stravato. We've had 22 qualifiers, 5 yet to take a time, but time is up for these drivers. We'll head to the drivers meeting and a commercial break. We'll be right back with the starting grid.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Back at the racetrack now, about ready to get underway. Pole sitter tonight will be Zach Carr, the number 27 Car Racing Designs machine, the regular season champion, 5-time winner this season. Going to be kicking off the playoffs from row number 1 to his outside. It will be Reggie Ortega, number 22 car, who's been quietly consistent all season long, looking to get things started strongly here at Nashville Super Speedway. Rolling off from row number 2, Keith Mayato, the number 36 machine. He'll be starting from the 3rd position. Anthony Pelican, winner from a few weeks ago at North Wilkesboro. He'll start from 4th, starting in 5th position. It will be Chris Samard, the 37 car, rolling off from 6th. Jeremy Miller, winner from week number 1. Jeremiah Vincent going to be starting from the 7th position. Bradley Wilson rolling off from 8th here tonight. Seth Hatchell will be starting in the 9th position, and James Loveland making a return after a few weeks off. Good to see him back. He'll be rounding out the top 10. 11th tonight will be Alec Martinez, a race winner this season, to his outside. AJ Stravato, previous champion, going to be rolling off from the 12th position, the number 33 car. Rolling off 13th, Dennis Faircloth in a nice looking updated paint scheme there. Good job with that one, Dennis. Rolling off 14th, Angelo Ronis, also a playoff driver. Starting 15th, Ryan Gemmel, going to be looking to spoil the party. He'll start from that 15th spot. Cody Adkins starting in 16th. Starting in 17th, going to be Eric Lambert. 18th is going to be Lane Sulfridge. 19th tonight will be Jordan Shepler, 13 machine. And rounding out the top 20 will be Joshua Abbey. Starting 21st, Josiah Vincent. 22nd, Timmy Emanuele. 23rd is going to be Dallas Sullivan, first of the drivers to not take a time. Alan Dice starting 24th here tonight, rolling off from 25th, Zach Smith. 26th, Nick Starling. Good to see him back once again as well. And rounding out our field here tonight is going to be Robert Gilmore in that classic Josh Berry sweet paint scheme. Good to see him out here tonight as well. And all the Simulators Anonymous fans who tune in each and every week. We are about to get things going here. Zach Carr out in front. Reggie Ortega on his outside. Who do you think is going to win here tonight, folks? Cheer them on in the chat. Let us know you're out there, who you are rooting for. Who do you think is going to get the playoffs started with a victory? Pace car onto pit lane here from Nashville Super Speedway. We are about to get things going. Green flag in the air. We're off and away. Zach Carr streaking away from the field, battles for second, but Carr will lead at the line. Mayato Ortega battling for that second position. Right behind them, Anthony Pelican, who's come on strong here in the second half of the regular season, now into the playoffs. Running up here in the top 5 straight away. Gonna have Jeremy Miller looking to get around him, and then Bradley Wilson, who's been very strong as well. A lot of speed, especially on the short run. See if he can capitalize on that here tonight. As we've got cars slipping and sliding farther back. That was Timmy Emanuele down the hill, but able to hang on to it as he races it up with Joshua Abbey. That is for the 21st and 22nd positions on track. It looks like Joshua going to try and carry momentum on the high side. Can't quite get it done as they will continue to battle it up side by side right there. Reggie Ortega, he'll take second from Keith Mayato as they go single file among the top 4, but side by side, Jeremy Miller and Bradley Wilson peeking down low. Can't get it done. Jeremiah Vincent, Seth Hatchell doing battle right here just inside the top 10. Nearly contact out of turn number 2. As Jeremiah trying to keep that car pinned down, cannot do it there. And he is going to send it deep into turn 3, hard on the brakes. He's going to use up Seth Hatchell just a little bit. Now to turn number 4, Hatchell hangs on to the position, but side by side. And here comes AJ Stravato and Alec Martinez. Angelo Ronas, James Loveland, all of those drivers looking to capitalize on the mistakes from the drivers in front of them. But they get settled out right there between Jeremiah Vincent and Seth Hatchell. And oh, look at that. AJ Stravato with the big dive down to the inside lane. And he is going to try and carry speed down there, but Alec Martinez too strong up high. He will take that position back. Battle back here between Cody Adkins and Angelo Ronas. Ronas able to carry the momentum up high. Cody will settle back in line in 14th position. Still up a couple spots from where he started. Going in the right direction. Ryan Gemmel, he is stabilized right here in the 15th spot. And he has Dennis Faircloth starting to apply the pressure from behind. As you can see right there, Dennis really gets up behind him there. Gonna have to back off a little bit in the center of the corner though, and he does lose quite a bit of ground on exit with that aggressive entry into the corner. He has fallen 3 positions in the early laps. Behind him, his teammate Eric Lambert. The Veterans Day paint scheme. He won't be running that next week because he won't be around for the race, but wanted to get some screen time for that Veterans Day memorial scheme. Meanwhile, Zach Carr doing Zach Carr things and pulling away right now, 6/10 over Reggie Ortega. Here within the first 10 laps, still really strong. And he's got clean air to boot. That time at the stripe, a 30 flat for the top 2 drivers. Fastest car on track, though, that was Anthony Pelican running in 4th. As he is trying to catch up here, get into a podium position. As they are going at it here for second. Mayato able to get down low. Reggie Ortega up high. Side by side at the stripe, dead even right there. Like Reggie probably had him by just a few thousandths of a second at the line. But they continued to fight it out. Mayato able to stay alongside for a good portion of the backstretch. He's going to send it down in here in turn 3 and try and clear him. Has to lift right there. The 22 able to pinch him down and battle farther back. Bradley Wilson getting a little bit squirrely out of turn 4. Here comes Chris Samard. Bradley pretty good on the short run. It's already been 10 laps and the tire wear is pretty significant around this place. Samard down low, gets a little bit tight on entry there. He's going to drift up, had to back out of it for the moment. But Bradley Wilson, he decides he's going to just slot in line right there in front of Jeremiah Vincent. Well, there's still a gap, but Jeremiah, he's going to think differently. He sends it down in deep into 1 and 2. And they'll be alongside down the back straightaway. 51 trying to hold him down there. Here comes Hatchell. He'll give an assist to the 9. Try and shove him past. Jeremiah Vincent trying to take that spot away. Can't quite clear him in 3 and 4. As they continue to battle for second. Mayato just about clearing the 22. Reggie, he's going to battle back. He'll drive it in deep into turn number 1. That time just not quite good enough for Ortega out of turn 2. Mayato will secure the position. And here comes Anthony Pelican trying to take advantage of that. That car now doubling his gap up to 1.2 seconds. We have battling back here. James Loveland taking a spot away from Angelo Ronas. Here comes Cody Adkins putting some pressure on the 17. And pretty cool to see all of these cars still so close together. 14 laps in. The only one who's gotten away is Zach Carr. Ryan Gemmel going to look down low on Cody Adkins. Alec Martinez under pressure from James Loveland. We've seen Alec really save his stuff early on in races, but he's just hanging on right here behind AJ Stravato. Running right where he started in 11th. Stravato has gained 2 spots. Gemmel unable to complete the pass so far. He's still putting moves on Cody Adkins, but just cannot get that pass completed. And Dennis Fairclough, he might try and make a move here with the 6 losing some momentum. Gemmel goes to the high side, surprisingly, on that one, giving the lane to the 80 down low. As there's going to be a big checkup right there, some contact. James Loveland got into Angelo Ronas as they checked up for Alec Martinez, who really made a mistake there out of turn 4. Let's go back to that. Really checked him up. 56 reacted, and then Angelo Ronas nowhere to go. Probably couldn't even see the 18 slow like that. Let's go on board here for just a second. Oh, he sees Alec there, and then sees him check up, and good reaction. I don't think they actually even touched. But he got shoved into the grass. And a close call right there. Is now battling Dennis Fairclough. In battle for 3rd, Reggie Ortega trying to hold off Anthony Pelican, but Pelican making his way forward. He's going to clear him in 3 and 4. And Reggie Ortega back on the gas, just cannot get there quick enough. Here comes Jeremy Miller as well. Jeremy not afraid to use the bumper and push people out of the way. Gonna try and make the move on Reggie Ortega. Reggie shuts the door right in his face. That'll slow up Jeremy on exit. His battling teammates now. Seth Hatchell, Chris Samard for 6th. Hatchell really good there through the center of the corner. He's going to clear the 37 of Samard. Chris starting to go the wrong direction. Started in 5th here tonight, back to 7th right now. While Jeremiah Vincent feeling the pressure from the waste management machine. You can see they're all single file right here behind Anthony Pelican. And a big checkup right there as Samard nearly caught the wall. Jeremiah Vincent with a bit of right side damage had to take evasive action. And this is going to get sketchy right through here. The 9 got on the apron, went in really low. Out of turn number 2, they are all over each other. The 33 taps the 9 of Vincent. Nearly turned him around. Chris Samard just trying to stay safe up there in that second lane, but I don't think anywhere is going to be safe here. But Zach Carr, he's got to be feeling some pressure now. Keith Mayato closing in. The gap under 0.6 of a second. It was over 1.5. Mayato just picking up time left and right. He was a 10.5 faster last lap. We'll see what he does this time. A bit more even that time. Still 400ths quicker for the 36. Mayato, a 2-time winner this season, starting to close up. Anthony Pelican showing his short track ability. And run a very solid top 3 right now. Reggie Ortega, who started in second, he's faded back to 4th, but holding strong right here at the moment. The 30 of Jeremy Miller trying to close in, but has not been able to do so just yet. And then you see Seth Hatchell, Jeremiah Vincent, they've been moving forward. Hatchell up 3 positions. Jeremiah Vincent actually right where he started, but fell back early in this run and now marching back forward. And I would expect Hatchell to make some moves here on Jeremy Miller. He seems to be quite a bit faster than the 30 at the moment, so maybe a battle here in just a couple laps, if not this lap. Mayato still closing in about 400ths per lap. James Loveland, he looks low on Cody Adkins here down into turn number 3. Cody almost tried to clear himself, but able to correct back there. And oh, they're checking up behind the 18 of Alec Martinez, who will bring it in for a pit stop. He'll get the cycle started. The stage break at lap 50 tonight. And they do only have 4 sets of tires additionally to the set that they started on. Meanwhile, last lap, Keith Mayato a 10.5 quicker once again than Zach Carr. And is Zach maybe thinking pit stop right here? They are running, I believe, only 65% fuel. And they shouldn't be able to make it all 50 laps as far as I'm aware. The gap for the race lead just 1/4 of a second as Mayato continues to close up. Zach Carr maybe saving right now. Maybe he's just used all the tires up. Mayato pulling a draft on the straightaways now, really closing in down into the corners. And ironically, the 2 cars with the same color scheme have been the 2 cars to beat really all season. That car with the 5 wins, though, definitely the favorite each and every week. They are getting heated back here. Jeremy Miller on the outside of Seth Hatchell. Hatchell trying to clear him to get to 5th position. He does down into turn 1. Slam the door on the 30, and here comes AJ Stravato, going to try and follow him through. Jeremiah Vincent, Chris Samard now goes side by side. Samard dives in deep, gets the apron just a little bit right there. Taking a look at Alec Martinez, he did take 4 tires. We also see Dallas Sullivan put on 4 fresh tires, and Lane Sulfridge also taking some fresh rubber, as Eric Lambert and Dennis Faircloth both bring it in. The Simulators Anonymous machines. Kimmy Emanuele also coming down pit road. And do the leaders elect to make that pit stop? It looks like they can't stretch it. Keeping an eye on Really, the top 15 still out there. Ryan Gemmel up to 13th now, starting to close in on Team Red Speed's driver James Loveland. Putting pressure on Cody Adkins. Bradley Wilson also going the wrong direction. Started 8th, he is 10th. As Nick Starling will bring it in. Alan Dice, Zach Smith, Jordan Shepler, the Crash Panda Racing machines, bringing it down. As well as the loaded dice cars as Keith Mayato, he'll bring it into pit road. Anthony Pelican, he's going to join him as well. We've got cars exiting pit road, drivers coming on to pit road as well. It's going to get pretty interesting. You'll see the speed difference here. And those guys get back on the racetrack. That car remains on the speedway. He has got a lead of 3.6 seconds over Reggie Ortega, who's back here. Really no pressure at the moment. An eye on battles going on back here. AJ Stravato, Chris Samard fighting for the 6th position. Waiting for more drivers to bring it to pit road. And they will all stay out. There is Seth Hatchell. He'll bring it in. So Hatchell will give up 3rd. You head to pit lane, put 4 fresh tires on. Mayato, a nice pit stop by his crew, 14 seconds. And you can see he's got to make his way through all of this mess in front of him. Alec Martinez, who's already made a stop. And also Robert Gilmore right here, who is on 2 laps down, but has also made his pit stop. There's James Loveland going to commit to pit road. Ooh, and close call there for Robert Gilmore. Nearly caught the outside barrier. Robert currently running 27th. 2 laps down, but still holding strong out here. Car looks clean for the moment. We still have 12 cars yet to make a stop. James Loveland, though, pulling down pit road. To the attention of his crew, he'll get his pit stop started. And here comes Zach Carr. He will make the trip on a pit road, handing the lead to Reggie Ortega. Here comes Cody Adkins as well. He'll come on to pit road with the 27. A lot going on right now, but what you need to know is there are 10 cars that have still yet to make a pit stop in stage number 1. Reggie Ortega leading the way here. He looks like he could be slowing down, but no, he's going to continue on. There's Alec Martinez and Keith Mayato getting ready to unlap themselves. They currently ride 11th and 12th. Zach Carr just exiting pit road. That's going to be a huge gap for the 27 to catch up. Here comes AJ Stravato, Bradley Wilson as well. Ryan Gemmel on pit road. Going to get into his box. Deep in his box there. Still quite a few staying out. Chris Samard will bring it in. Right now, net leader would be Keith Mayato. There they go, going to unlap themselves. Mayato gets back on the lead lap, running in 8th right now. Samard and Josiah Vincent on pit lane. Good to see Josiah back. Haven't seen him here in quite a while, but qualified in 21st and one of the last takers on the pit road here, trying a little bit of a strategy call, maybe to gain some track position. Dallas Sullivan, or actually rather a few others. Chris Samard just rolling off right here. Gonna fall well down the running order, 19th. While closing in on 10 laps to go, there's Anthony Pelican going to try and unlap himself. Zach Carr right behind him. Zach is on a mission right now. He is really fast, about a quarter second quicker than Keith Mayato. He has quite a distance to make up to the 36. It's about 3 seconds. He will take that position away from Anthony Pelican. Still 5 drivers yet to bring it down. Here comes Reggie Ortega from the race lead. He'll bring it in. Jeremiah Vincent will take over the top spot. And Jeremy Miller, Angelo Ronas, Joshua Abbey, the rest of the drivers yet to make that stop. They all run first through fourth. See what the call is for Reggie if he just takes fuel only. 2 tires or any kind of a strategy move, he will fall through the order already outside the top 10. And he will get rolling. Looks like a 2-tire stop for Ortega. Here comes Jeremy Miller. He'll bring it in. Angelo Ronas as well will pull it down pit lane. Leaving just 2 drivers yet to make that stop. Here comes Jeremiah Vincent. Under 10 laps to go in the stage. He will bring it down. Joshua Abbey just getting into turn number 3. He will be the next one. Probably going to have to pull it in this time. He may even be out of fuel. I'm getting it woed up here. He will get on the pit road. Keith Maiotta will inherit the race lead by a pretty good margin. It'll be over Zach Carr, who's now going to be in the 2nd position, so they've just flipped spots. And the gap 2 seconds. They'll be coming back to 7 to go in this stage. Keith Maiotta looking for a playoff point. The all-time winningest stage winner here in the Below the Double Yellow Racing League. Between the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series, he has over 20 stage wins. 7 laps to go in stage number 1. The gap closing up just a bit more. Zach Carr, 4/10 faster last lap. He is really closing in. He may be able to get there. The Pelican back to 3rd. Hatchell into 4th position. Got around Alec Martinez, who, after pitting a bit earlier than other drivers, has made up a few spots, but he's going to be really playing defense here over the next few laps. Huge gap back to Dennis Faircloth, who now finds himself in 6th. So a nice strategy for Faircloth to pit the earlier half of the cycle, and right now he has gained 7 spots from where he started. Cody Adkins with 6 lap pressure tires than him, however, equal with the 27 of Zach Carr. He is marching forward up 9 positions. He may be able to get to Faircloth. Look at that. He closed up a ton just through that lap alone. Keep an eye out for that 81. He is on a mission here tonight. Meanwhile, Keith Maiotta out in front. The gap under 1 second now as Zach Carr continues to close up. He was a ½ second faster around here the last lap. And the gap shrinking even more now, 0.8 of a second. It is 4 laps to go in the stage. He'll come out at the end of lap number 50. Will Maiotta be able to hang on to it? You can see the gap shrinking just visually right there. 2 more tenths knocked away. And is Maiotta saving anything to try and hold off the 27? Because he's going to be there in about 1 more lap. 4 tenths across the stripe this time. 3 laps to go in the stage. That extra playoff point. So many collected this season between these two already. They're looking for another one. There's 2 more tenths. It seems to be the case every corner. It's 2 tenths chopped away. Now the 27 in that dirty air, though. Is he going to be able to complete the pass? Maiotta a bit wide on exit right there. That car not able to gain much on that set of corners. He is able to send it down into the corner way deeper. not able to capitalize on exit right there. My Auto still able to hold him off. And look at this, Angelo Ronis right here in front of them. Angelo did not take tires. He could be in a bad position here as he is going to go a lap down, and he'll hope that they don't catch up to Jordan Scheffler. Just a little ways up the road. My Auto still hanging on. Last lap in the stage. And Zach Carr, he'll send it in deep. Nearly gets in the bumper of My Auto. And he got a great exit that time. He is going to be right on top of him. Side by side into turn number 3. Who's going to get it here? Nearly identical race cars in terms of color scheme, and they are going to be right on top of each other out of turn number 4. Drag race to the line. 27 cuts it down the track. He may have just gotten it. I think Zach Carr. Yes, he did. Zach Carr will win the stage. I think at the time of yellow, there it is. Stage winner Zach Carr just edges out My Auto at the stripe. Time the yellow flag flew. He's actually going to be scored in second, but did get to the stripe first, and what a battle right there. See if we can go back and take a look at that one. Last lap here. Pulls a little side draft on the 36. Down into 3 and 4. I thought they were going to get together right there. And it was just a drag race out of turn 4. Both of them putting the grip down. Across the stripe right there. Just a little bit ahead was Zach Carr. And that'll take us to our first commercial break. Zach Carr wins the stage. We'll be right back.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying, to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every third Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server and with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
We are back at the racetrack now after an exciting conclusion to stage number 1. It is going to be Zach Carr completing the comeback there at the end of the stage. He wins it by just about a foot over Keith My Auto, but My Auto will win the battle off of pit road there to begin stage number 2. So he is in the better position to get things rolling, and that may be exactly what he was hoping for. But Zach Carr getting that playoff point, winning the stage. This is the Below the Double Yellow 200, the round of 12 kicking off here in the playoffs. And we've already completed stage 1, just under 100 laps remaining in this race. It'll be Mayato, Carr, Pelican, Hatchell, Martinez, the top 5. Bradley Wilson, Cody Adkins, James Loveland, Chris Samard, Dennis Faircloth, the top 10. So some familiar faces up here, along with a few drivers really putting on a great performance. And issues for a few of the playoff drivers so far. Jeremy Miller back in 19th, Reggie Ortega 20th, AJ Stravato 13th right now. Not his strongest performance to date, but sure we'll see him close up towards the front here as this race progresses. Would have pulled up Zach Carr there to give him an interview, but they're going green this time. If you are enjoying the race, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on YouTube. Also, hit that like button if you're enjoying. It goes a long way to supporting the channel. We would really appreciate it. I want to thank all the sponsors who make this all possible as well. And Noah Shine, the presenting sponsor here for the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. You can find out more about them in the video description. Head on down below. You can find info about them and some of the other great sponsors here for the series and the channel. Pace car going to make the left-hand turn onto pit road. Mayato off and away, straight away to the loud pedal, and green flag back in the air from Nashville Super Speedway. There's a big gap right there between the top 6 and everyone else for a restart. You wouldn't expect that kind of a gap to open up. But Mayato, he's gotten out in front, and he's trying to get away like Zach Carr did on the last run. Hatchell starting to apply the pressure for second. 3 wide farther back, James Loveland, Chris Samard, Dennis Faircloth, as they settle that out. Still 2 wide, 2 rows deep, as Loveland going to lose the ground there to Chris Samard. Here comes Gemmel, and here comes Stravato. We just said not his best run to date, but already gained 2 spots on this restart, and he'll make his way past James Loveland. Here is Dennis Faircloth going to try and follow suit. And Alec Martinez, he is moving forward as well on this last restart. Putting pressure on the 99 of Anthony Pelican. Meanwhile, Zach Carr, he's not going to let Mayato get away that easily. It's 2/10 between these 2 cars. And I think we're going to see a battle down to the wire between these drivers, who are both so good on the long run. And I thought I heard some contact back there. But we continue on. It doesn't look like anybody went around. Maybe a little bit of contact. How about this? Here comes Zach Carr closing in. He closes the gap from 2 car lengths down to 1. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Backs off a little early, trying to force Mayato into a mistake. Keith not one to make too many mistakes, as he won last night in the Xfinity Series for this league at Watkins Glen with the boot. That configuration, not something you see these cars run on in real life, but both these drivers leading this race are fantastic road racers, but also very, very, very good elite here on the ovals as well. Mayato able to hold off that car for the moment. We've got a battle brewing. Bradley Wilson and Chris Samard for 6th position. And really tight there out of the corner. Nearly got together. But Samard able to keep it pinned down there. And here comes Cody Adkins, continuing to have a strong run tonight. Samard with quite a bit of rear end damage. Must have gotten shoved out of the way at some point. And there is a car. And there he goes into the wall, actually, right there. Just a bit of a tap. Cody Adkins nowhere to go. I think he actually brushed the wall as well. A very light contact there, both able to continue moving forward. And Ian Gemmel, he's putting the pressure on, and he's got AJ Stravato trying to recover here in this race. This line of cars following Alec Martinez riding in that 5th position. He's been able to hold off Bradley Wilson, and I think Alec maybe learned a little bit after that first run. He made some mistakes that are pretty uncharacteristic. Right now holding steady here in the top 5. Everybody on equal tires. Meanwhile, a couple drivers to keep an eye on farther back. Jeremy Miller, Reggie Ortega, they find themselves 15th and 16th. Angelo Ronis back here in 22nd. We saw he got lapped. He actually saved a set of tires over the rest of the field, but he did go a lap down in doing so. And right now, in that 22nd position, he's got Zach Smith, the next car 4 position in front of him. And Zach nearly catches the wall, gets really loose after avoiding it. Zach, who started 25th, up 4 positions to 21st. A battle brewing here between Timmy Emanuele and Nick Starling. This is for 19th and 20th. See just how much speed they carry down into these corners. So hard on the brakes and on these tires, but a lot of speed down the straightaways, over 175 into turn number 3. And on the front stretch here, we take a look at our scoring. 165 at the line, down into turn 1, topping 180, nearly 185. They are definitely getting up and going for it here tonight, as Mayato still holding off that car for the race lead. It's a 10th and a half. That car is not relenting at all. He is going to apply pressure, try and force a mistake from the 36, as they continue to both pull away from Seth Hatchell, who's got nearly a second to make up. Look at this, Zach Carr, he's going to send it in low here. Mayato kind of a bit wide on that set of corners. So there's a small mistake. Zach Carr still just not quite able to get alongside. Here he is now down into turn 3. He'll send it in deep. Very similar to what we saw at the end of the stage, but this time equal tires. Zach Carr still trying to hang on to the quarter panel, but cannot, as Mayato powers around the outside. Down into turn 1 once again. He kind of missed it that time. Mayato starting to push pretty hard right here. Zach Carr nearly catches the wall, though. He makes a mistake on his own in the dirty air. Top 2 still well out in front, about 9/10 over Seth Hatchell. And Anthony Pelican, who is hanging on to the back of the number 8 machine. Alec Martinez has some different company with him. Bradley Wilson has fallen back to 9th. Chris Simard now rising up to 6th to try and chase down the 18. Battle farther back. Bradley Wilson, Cody Atkins, James Loveland. Bradley is actually shifting, at least that's what the audio sounds like. And that is not something I expected. The 51, he is shifting right here. Yeah, there it is. He just shifted 3rd to 4th right there as well. See if the leaders are doing that. That car is not. If Keith Mayato is doing anything like that. Oh, they're sticking solid in 4th gear. My Auto shows the way. He's got Zach Carr 3/10 now, the gap, and Seth Hatchell is falling back over a second behind these race leaders. Anthony Pelican still hanging tough here in 4th. No real battles to speak of. They're pretty well single file in this group. A couple drivers continuing to really not make up a lot of ground, actually. Jeremy Miller in 14th, Reggie Ortega 15th. They are closing in on that line of race cars out in front of them, but it's slow and steady progress rather than kind of a rapid rise through the field like we might have expected. Getting towards halfway, they're going to have to start thinking about pit strategy. How can they make up ground through the pit cycles? Saw drivers go about 40 laps during the first stage. That was about as far as anyone went. 42, I think, was the longest. They're about halfway there right now on this run. Battle back there between James Loveland and Bradley Wilson. Dennis Faircloth right in the mix, having a really solid night. Bradley, I think, the only one that's shifting out there, and that really could be hurting the tires and hurting his rhythm, because right now he is not able to keep up with these guys around him. He was about 2/10 slower than Dennis Faircloth. Seems like right there he shifted into 4th. You can see he actually loses some momentum on the straight in doing so. He goes in a bit too deep right here, downshifting, and I think overall that is just hurting his lap time. Dennis Faircloth putting on some heavy pressure right now for the 11th spot. And meanwhile, single file right here from Alec Martinez back to James Loveland. That is going to be 5th through 10th. As soon as I say that, AJ Stravato, he's shaking things up. He'll go to the inside of Ryan Gemmel. Try and complete the pass. They nearly touched doors right there. They may have actually gotten together. AJ, I think, unhappy with himself to make the contact. Here comes James Loveland. He'll go low on Cody Adkins. 56, a little slide right there. Not going to be able to carry the momentum, and Cody trying to get back around him. And not quite do that. And really deep in the corner goes Loveland. Somehow it sticks. And he will pull a bit of a slide job there on Cody Adkins, who I think says, you can take it. You're going to try and make the move like that. Well, Dennis Faircloth, he's been caught up here behind the 51, and they have lost touch with that group. Jeremy Miller getting around Jeremiah Vincent. Reggie Ortega also right here. These are all 3 playoff drivers. All outside of the top 10 right now. Dallas Sullivan closing in behind them. The race lead now stretching out nearly half a second. Otto over Zach Carr. They have completed half of this race. I'd expect some pit strategy maybe in the next 10 laps. Some drivers will try and make up some ground by pitting early. Actually, Nick Starling, he's already brought it down pit road just 2 laps ago. He has heavy right side damage, however. Must have gotten into the wall either before or right after that pit stop. We'll keep an eye out for other drivers to bring it in. Some drivers that took, it looks like, fuel only, maybe topped up. That was Jordan Scheffler. He took a little bit extra fuel a lap later than everyone else, so he might be able to stretch it out a bit farther, but the problem is he is 13 seconds off the race leader and continuing to lose about 1/10 or 2 per lap. Auto now half a second in front. Zach Carr still trying to keep strong and hang on to him. And Seth Hatchell and Anthony Pelican, they're inseparable for the moment. Alec Martinez starting to drive away from that group that he was a part of, as Ryan Gemmel will make the pass on Chris Simard. AJ Servato marching forward. He's up to 8th. James Loveland there behind him is pretty good here on this longer run. Cody Adkins still in the mix in top 10. And it looks like Dennis Faircloth has gotten by Bradley Wilson. And Bradley continuing to sink here as the 30 will move to the inside. Reggie Ortega also goes down low. Bradley Wilson good on the short run, but that shifting to 3rd gear, I think that is really just hurting him on the long run more than anything. You know, he wrings everything out of these cars that he can get. And you can see it on the track. Nearly contact out of turn 4 for the 51 and the 22. Ortega's trying to make this quick, but he can't quite get by him down there on the inside. Actually lost a lot of momentum. That checked up Jeremiah Vincent. Here comes Dallas Sullivan working down to the inside. So side by side, a couple battles right there on screen. Looks like Jeremiah Vincent can hold off the 46 for the moment. Bradley Wilson still hanging on over Reggie Ortega. They race it up side by side. Reggie has led some laps in this race, so those bonus points could prove to be very valuable for him. An eye on battles and drivers getting ready to make pit stops. Should only be a few more laps before they bring it down here. Some drivers might try and stretch it to lap 100, but I think others will pit much sooner than that. Oh, big wiggle there from the 51 who closed the door on Reggie Ortega. This is the most intense racing on the track at the moment. Look at this, Jeremiah Vincent. He sends it in deep down there on the low line. And not get it done. Jeremy Miller, he'll bring it in. Chris Simard also going to pull on the pit lane. So they're going to commit early into the pit cycle. Meanwhile, Keith Mayato and Zach Carr, that gap continues to widen now, 0.7 of a second for Mayato over Zach Carr. Patchell still in 3rd. Alec Martinez all by himself. He's actually got Ryan Gemmel trying to keep up. And AJ Servato really under a lot of pressure from James Loveland. But not a lot of passing being done at the moment. Really the tightest battle on track, that's behind Bradley Wilson, who going the wrong direction, and he's using that 3rd gear. Nobody else seems to be taking that approach. You can see right there, Reggie Ortega, he goes in deep into the corner, but has to lift so hard. He might get it done this time, though. The 51 really slow up on the high side, but able to power back around. So good momentum, good battling going on back here. The 46 of Dallas Sullivan, he's now moved to the high side. Oh, and Bradley just so loose out of these corners in that 3rd gear. We did see that was Lane Sulfridge who brought it onto pit road. Josiah Vincent also making his way off of the pit lane. Chris Simard, Jeremy Miller, Josiah Vincent, and Lane Sulfridge. Joshua Abbey pit 6 laps ago as well. He was actually the first one on pit road and currently scored last, 2 laps down. Josiah Vincent, he's actually 2 laps down, trying to get one of those back. This is what it looks like on fresh tires as you approach someone on old tires. He's going to get a big run here and go to the outside of my auto. That actually is going to check up the 36 quite a bit. And caution will fly. That is the 51 of Bradley Wilson, who's caught the outside wall, and that car looks like it's got a lot of damage. The rear axle all bent and out of shape. A playoff driver in trouble early on here in this race. Back and take a look at what happened right here. It looked like battling just hard. If you can find it here, there it is. Bradley Wilson, Jeremiah Vincent, Reggie Ortega. Looks like Reggie finally completes the pass on the 51. Jeremiah right there, good run out of 2. Goes down into turn number 3, goes in deep. 51 was going to shut the door on him, and he gets turned around by the 9. Lane Sulfridge get collected in this one. He gets looped around here. Nowhere to go for him. And he's going to get hit by Dallas Sullivan. Chris Samard maybe got a piece of that. It is tough to say. Let's go back on board with him. Very possible he got a little bit of left front damage there. It's hard to say with the way the paint scheme is on that car. But that is not going to be what you want if you're Bradley Wilson. Luckily, he's still on the lead lap. And he can get a lot of that damage repaired, but he's going to have a hard time in this race with the axle offset like that. We'll see who wins the battle off. Keith Mayato should get it done. He will. That car in second. We're going to see if we can pull him up, our stage 1 winner, and quick word in with him. That car, Adam, in the V-Speed booth, you got me.
I got you.
Well, Zach, you won stage 1 in a really intense battle there coming to the line. You were able to just edge out the 36 of Mayato. And right now, you guys have been the class of the field running first and second all race long. You're going to have some of the dirty air on the nose and a little ways yet to go in this race. What's the plan going forward here?
Get around them as soon as possible. As you said, the dirty air definitely is affecting. Unfortunately, when I won the stage, the caution picked up Keith, even though I won the stage. So ever since then, I just haven't been able to get around him. I think after running the second run there, I think I figured out what I was doing wrong in the first run where he ran me down. So I think I'll be a little bit better here the second run. Or excuse me, well, now it'll be the third run. So hopefully we can get around him here.
Yeah, and you come into this race, the first race of the playoffs, a big points advantage. Does that kind of, alleviate the stress a little bit of going into playoffs like this with that big advantage at the start?
I mean, it just depends on the person's mindset. I mean, for me, I always go into the race. I mean, at least in here, I always know that I'll be running up front. So, even if I was at the cut line, like my teammate Jeremy or something, I still think I'd be focused forward on trying to race for this win as hard as I can, and I just kind of throw the points battle outside my head. Entering this race for me personally, though, the goal is just to build more points as much as I can here.
Yeah, and you're already off to a good start doing that, running up here in the top 5, and winning the stage. You get that extra playoff point, which will help you even more in the next round. But looking good out there, and keep up the good racing, and see if you can get it done here.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Zach Carr currently running second, our stage winner in this race. Try and build on that here with a race win, which would lock him into round number 2. Came into the race with a huge points cushion. You can see it right there, 41 points over the cut line entering the playoffs. So basically an entire race's worth of points in front of Chris Samard. That That is huge here in an elimination format championship. Otto doing everything he can to collect as many points as he can, and currently holding on to the race lead. It's going to get interesting, though. Look at Alec Martinez. He's going to be on the outside of row 2 now, and he is always one to watch out for on these restarts. He is so good at putting that car where it needs to be and then holding everybody off. If he elects to try and save some tires on this run and march forward, he does have a little bit of right front damage. He's in the best spot, really, to time the restart off of my auto. Pace car back onto pit road, waiting for my auto to get us going. There it is, green flag back in the air. Good jump for the 36. Also a well-timed restart, though, for Zach Carr, who's going to get a big push from the 18. And he will clear Anthony Pelican down into turn number 1. Side-by-side hard racing there between Anthony and Alec. And AJ Stravato, he's made his way up into the top 5. And he's going to try and make a move to get another one. Here's the 33 down to the inside, but caution will fly once again. This looks like Robert Gilmore involved, and he has gone around here on the front stretch. Not sure if anyone else was involved in this one. Let's go take a look. Looks like the 40 running back here. I'm not sure exactly what position he's in at this point, but probably around the 15th to 18th position. Seth Hatchell back here, and Chris Samard nowhere to go. Josiah Vincent also involved, but the 8 car, Seth Hatchell, gets into him and sends him around. Have to see what was going on right here. Seth just got into him, just got to the throttle sooner, and Chris Samard gonna come away with a lot of damage from this one. One of our playoff contenders who's had a really bad stretch of bad luck. Right now, going to find himself towards the rear of this field with some heavy nose damage. Not what you want to have happen. His teammate Seth Hatchell, he'll get the, I'm sure he'll get the end of the longest line penalty for causing that one. Auto was able to get a great jump there. He was able to take the lead securely, but Zach Carr, very impressed with that restart. Now his worry is going to have to be that he doesn't have Alec Martinez behind him this time. Alec will now be able to battle for second by being down low like that. But that'll bring out another caution here tonight. We've had 3 in total, 1 for the stage, 2 here in stage number 2 for accidents. 5 total lead changes. Currently, Keith Mayato leads the way. He's led over 50 laps. See if we get the one to go right here. I think we just might. Not yet, so we will go to quick side-by-side commercial break. We'll be right back.
Boston Web Marketing is New England's largest full-service web marketing company specializing in SEO, SEM, website design, social media management, reputation management, and more. Founded in 2009, we have rapidly expanded and are able to service small to large clients nationally as well as worldwide. We are a long-standing Google partner with a large team of SEO specialists, certified AdWords professionals, web designers, social media experts, and web marketing gurus. Our team provides excellent, knowledgeable, and highly effective web marketing services. Contact us today to get started. 617-676-8109. www.getfoundquick.com.
Back at the racetrack now. We've crossed the 2/3 mark. It'll be less than 50 laps remaining in this as we head towards the green flag. It'll be Keith Maiato and Zach Carr who have led the bulk of this race. It'll be one of those two to win it. We're still going to have to make one more pit stop in this race. And we're back off and away. Green flag already. Maiato gets a nice jump there. So does Zach Carr. Alec Martinez a bit off on that restart, but he'll settle into third right in front of Anthony Pelican as a very spread out single file restart pretty much at this point. And big wiggle right there from Reggie Ortega, who's got the 33 of AJ Stravato, taking the air off of him. And battle now just inside the top 10. James Loveland, Dennis Faircloth. Guys continuing to march forward. That is Jeremiah Vincent, who's starting to make his way back through the field. But he's racing up. Eric Lambert, look at this. Eric up here battling towards the top 10. It was a bit wide on that corner. That will cost him that 11th position. And here comes Angelo Ronas marching back forward. He found himself a lap down at the end of stage 1. Neck and neck right now with Eric Lambert, but Lambert, good strong move at the exit of turn 4, able to power around him. Jeremy Miller still back here in 15th. He has not been able to recover all that well. Chris Simard also back here has gotten some of that damage repaired on that car, but not ideal for a track like this where aerodynamics do play a pretty good role. Up at the front though, Maiato still hanging on by a quarter second over Zach Carr. They continue to dominate this race. Alec Martinez in the 3rd position. We'll see if he's able to close up over the length of this run. It could very well come down to a pit strategy call, just like we saw at the end of the stage. 4-lap difference. Was able to get Maiato the lead and just almost enough to hang on for the stage win. It was about the closest stage finish we've ever seen. So the end of the race could be something very similar to that. It's about the same distance as what we're doing here, if we keep it green the entire way, but there's no saying we will for sure. Jeremy Miller doing battle right now with Timmy Emanuele. Not quite able to clear the 39, so Timmy holding him down there on the inside. And Timmy tried to get down low there, but Simard filled the gap. Now Dallas Sullivan not too far behind. He may get there. But you can see just how much horsepower is lacking in that 37 car on the straightaways. He goes deep into turn number 3. Can't quite get around the 39. They both get squirrely. Here comes Dallas Sullivan, going to try and close up. Zach Smith also going to get in on this battle. Up at the front, Zach Carr, he's closed in a little bit. He's got the deficit in half. The dirty air still playing in effect. Zach thought he figured something out here. And it looks like he is able to keep it a bit closer than he was before. Sends it down deep into turn number 1. Maybe missed the line just a little bit there. But able to drive it up out of the turn. Doesn't really lose much. It's going to be a battle to the end between these two. Meanwhile, everybody else just trying to keep up. Single file from Alec Martinez all the way back here to Angelo Ronas, who's found his way up to 12th. Eric Lambert is falling back to 13th, but still a really good performance from him. Up 4 positions from where he started. Jeremy Miller, who started 6th, back here in 14th right now. Timmy Emanuele and all of these drivers behind him starting to get pretty antsy. Jordan Shepler with a little issue right there. Almost gets into Dallas Sullivan, but will stay off of him. There goes Zach Smith to the inside of Chris Samard. Shepler almost gets the 46 again. He's going to try and push and get. He does get to the high side of Dallas. This is a good opportunity for Jordan to make up a few spots. These cars that are damaged here in front of him, should be able to get around him. There he goes to the inside of Samard. See if Chris is going to try and fight him at all here. Doesn't appear so. The 13 dives it in deep into the corner, washes up just a little bit, but able to secure that position. He'll move to 18th. Reggie Ortega and AJ Stravato, these two no strangers to each other tonight. They've been right on top of each other all race long. And Dennis Faircloth and James Loveland, these guys have all had really strong races up here towards the top 10. Dennis trying to use the high line and keep that momentum up, able to stay along the quarter panel of James Loveland, and he'll actually drag him back quite a bit. Good side-by-side battle right now. This is for 8th position at the stripe. It was still Dennis Faircloth by just a slim margin, but he's going to go really wide here in turn 1. That'll cost him 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 spots. As here goes Cody Adkins. He'll get a little push from the 9 of Jeremiah Vincent. Cody able to clear and make that move stick. Jeremiah now next in line, trying to get back into the top 10. He just might do so here down in turn 1. And he sends it in really deep right there. Looks like he should be able to clear him out of turn 2. Dennis Faircloth almost catches the wall. Here goes Angelo Ronas. He'll make the pass as well. Dennis, who was just up in about 8th position, falls now back to 12. As the leaders have gotten away from Alec Martinez almost 2 seconds. He has got a hungry pack of wolves right here behind him. Look at this. Six cars in line right now from 3rd to 8th. Got to jump back to Jeremiah Vincent, who's leading this group of, I'd say 4 if you throw in Dennis Faircloth. And Eric Lambert all by himself in 13th. He's got no pressure from behind. Jeremy Miller still 1.2 back. Those two have gotten together at some point during this season. Previously had a disagreement. Here's Timmy Emanuele also still in the mix. Seth Hatchell marching back forward. Seth after the EOL penalty. Gonna try and take 15th away here, but not so easy. Timmy holding his own up there on the high side. Seth cannot clear him. They will drag race down the backstretch. 39 of Emanuele going to have the advantage. Seth will try one more time, this time in turns 3 and 4. Not able to carry the speed in that low lane that he needs to complete the pass. So he is going to try and send it in deep right here, and just not able to get it to stick long enough. Timmy pretty wide right there, but keeps it off the wall. Good battle as the 8. That Hatchell, he should be able to clear him this time out of 4. He does. Timmy with the momentum. Is he going to try and get back to him? I think he gives it up for the moment. He'll settle in line. 30 laps to go next time around. And Mayato is out in front by half a second, or nearly half a second. Third place, Alec Martinez is 2 seconds back. Anthony Pelican right there on his bumper. Anthony has been 3rd or 4th all race long. A very solid first race of the playoffs for him. No mistakes. Been applying pressure to whoever's been in 3rd. So that was Hatchell for a while. Now it's Alec Martinez. Ryan Gemmel up here in the mix as well. He's had a quiet top 5 run going. Freddy Ortega, AJ Stravato, James Loveland behind him. All good solid races for them. Reggie had to make his way through the field in this one. Did lead 5 laps in this race, and right now 6th position. He closed out the regular season with, I think, 2 podiums in a row. Really peaking at the right time and having a nice, solid top 10 day. Not a lot of battling right now. They've kind of settled in line. Pit stops should be coming up here in 10 to, well, less than 10 laps, I would say. Not even sooner than that. And Nick Starling appears he's already made his pit stop. He did just 1 lap ago. Josiah Vincent is taking it behind the wall, so he will finish back there in 27th. Bradley Wilson had a variety of issues, as we've seen. He got in at one of the last accidents, and he currently sits 3 laps down. We've got many drivers 1 lap down. One more added to that now is Jeremiah Vincent, who's going to bring it on the pit lane. It looks like Jeremy Miller brought it in not too long ago. Maybe a 2-tire pit stop for him. This could get a little bit interesting. These cars don't always love 2 tires, especially that long into a run. Gordon Shepler appears he's going to be bringing it in here in just a moment. AJ Stravato on pit road. Jordan Shepler pulling into his box. Keep an eye on the race leaders and if they're going to bring it in at any point. Alec Martinez, he commits late and he'll lock up the brakes. So it looks like he got it slowed down just in time. Keep an eye on these race leaders and other drivers to bring it in. I think Zach Carr, he is going to bring it in and try and undercut the 36. This could be for the race win. Ryan Gemmel also will bring it in. Auto's really got to think about pitting this time. I think he may respond. That being said, if he goes a little bit farther, he'll have the same situation as Zach Carr. But he is going to stay out there a little bit longer this time. At least 1 more lap. Keeping an eye on whether or not anyone else brings it in. Doesn't look like anybody else for the moment. Dallas Sullivan, he'll bring it down to pit road speed. Eye on the leader though, Mayato. He's got 3 seconds over Anthony Pelican. No concern from the 99 right now. It looks like, nope, he is. Anthony is staying out. I thought he was maybe getting slowed down, but just lost a little bit of time right there out of turn 4. So tough. We're just watching the speeds to try and make sure we can tell who's bringing it in, and they slow down so much in these corners, down to 120 miles an hour. And here comes Mayato. He'll bring it in. He'll give up that race lead. Anthony Pelican also going to bring it in. James Loveland, he'll dive it down to the pit road. Quite a few drivers yet to bring it in. Seth Hatchell now will slow up and get it down to pit road speed. Reggie Ortega, he'll take over the top spot again. Reggie could play this pretty well here. If he stays out 1 or 2 more laps, he may have a good shot to get a really strong finish. He is going to bring it in this time. And there you go. Zach Carr around the outside will unlap himself. Cody Adkins going to bring it in. That'll hand Angelo Ronis the race lead. Valuable points right there. Dennis Faircloth right on his tail. Actually going to make the pass. Timmy Emanuele also staying out. Zach Smith, Chris Samard, the only drivers yet to pit. And Alan Dice as well. He has not brought it in. At the moment, Zach Carr out in front of Keith Mayato by pretty good distance. I'd say it's about 4 seconds. Kind of flipped scenarios from what we saw in stage number 1. As Angelo Ronis will bring it in. Dennis Faircloth still hanging on to the race lead. And the question is, does he think he can stretch it? That would be well past the farthest anyone has gone, or maybe he is just hoping for a yellow. He will give way to Ryan Gemmel, who will get back on the lead lap. Still 5 drivers yet to bring it down. Dennis Faircloth, Timmy Emanuele, Zach Smith, Chris Samard, and Alan Dice. They're still on the racetrack. And then Zach Carr, who's just coming across the stripe right now, about 21.5 seconds behind the leader. Keith Mayato 24.3, so he's about 3.7 back from Zach Carr. Zach Smith will bring it on the pit road. 4 remaining still on the racetrack. Both Chris Samard and Alan Dice pit 35 laps ago. Dennis Faircloth, Timmy Emanuele 40 laps ago. And these are definitely just Hail Mary decisions at this point. Hoping that they can stay out, catch a yellow flag, and maintain the track position as everybody else would pretty much take tires. Or they would maybe not have any to take. Timmy Emanuele really slow right there. I thought he was going to be bringing it in. Chris Samard. Yeah, just keeping an eye on the top 4. They have yet to bring it in. Zach Carr still would be the net leader. AJ Stravato going to start feeling pressure now. Mayato has caught him. And Keith quite a bit faster, almost 3/4 of a second per lap faster, and we'll see if he can make it by. We'll have to time this pass perfectly. He does get to the outside of Stravato now, and AJ probably not going to fight him too hard. Actually, I might be wrong. He dives it in deep there, but Too strong from the 36 as Dennis Faircloth will bring it down pit road now to take his final set of tires. Timmy Emanuele staying on the racetrack. Got a 3.5 second lead over Chris Simard and another 0.2 back to Alan Dice. That's going to be a battle for position, and that point very valuable for Chris Simard, who's had a bad night. While Zach Carr, he's got still about 2.8 seconds over Keith Mayato. Keith has battled really hard through traffic. And now he has Zach Carr in his sights. 12 laps to go to track him down. Let's see what the difference in lap time is at the stripe this time. Zach Carr a 30.32, Mayato a 30.11, so that is 0.2. May not be enough. 2.5 seconds. He's got 12 laps to get there and pass him. It'll be very close. Zach Carr has been very good on the long run, so has Keith Mayato. Lap traffic right here in front of Zach Carr. Chris Simard actually still on track, has not made a pit stop. Neither has Alan Dice or Timmy Emanuele. Closing in on 10 to go. Timmy looks like he might be bringing it in this time. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Will stay on the racetrack. He's got 4.5 seconds to Zach Carr, but still quite a bit slower than him, as Simard will bring it in. The gap now between Zach Carr and Keith Mayato is 1.8 seconds, so he is definitely chopping into it 0.4 faster last time. Alan Dice loses the second spot. He'll fall to third. And Timmy Emanuele will go to pit road. That hands the lead back to Zach Carr. Got clean track in front of him for the moment. But Nick Starling not too far up the road. Alan Dice still in front of Mayato, but he is going to give way to the 36. Keith now with a straight shot. 1.3 seconds up to Zach Carr. See what the lap times are. This time he was 0.5 faster the last lap. This time around, Zach Carr a 30.8, Mayato a 30.4. That's another 0.4 gone. Very similar situation to what we saw last stage, where Zach Carr pit later than Keith Mayato and just got him at the stripe. We could be setting up for the same exact thing. Mayato pushing hard. Zach Carr, he's now battling with the lap machine of Nick Starling. Nick is running in 19th now, just going one lap down. Will give way to the race leader, but that'll cut the gap down even more. Now 0.7 of a second as Mayato continues to close. Just 7 laps to go. It is looking grim now in the 27 camp, as Mayato is really just chopping into this race lead. The question is, when he gets there, can he complete the pass? AJ Stravato well behind, almost 5 seconds back. He might start to lose ground to Ryan Gemmel and Anthony Pelican. Alec Martinez, James Loveland, Reggie Ortega, Cody Adkins, Jeremiah Vincent, the top 10. Meanwhile, battle for the race lead. Mayato is there. He is at the bumper. And now he's got dirty air to deal with, so we'll see if he goes through the same struggle as Zach Carr did when he arrived at the back door. At the end of stage number 1, Mayato goes in a bit wider on entry this time. He'll try and cut down and get that drive off, and he will get a good drive off right here. Timmy Emanuele on those fresh tires, though. He's going to be in the mix. Zach Carr goes defensive. Mayato gonna try and go around the high side. Tight racing right here. They almost get together. I think a little rub and caution comes out. Alan Dice around will bring out the yellow flags. Oh, he almost gets rolling into the 40 of Robert Gilmore. And who was the leader there? This may have played out perfectly for some of the drivers who maybe had a set left, but not sure there are any. Mayato should have the race lead. But wow, this will change things up. See what happened here to bring out the yellow flag. Looks like hard racing back here, the 57 of Alan Dice. Pressured tires. Jeremy Miller drifts up the track, gets into him, and then turns him around. Just used up the 57. Now, that was a close call right there. He had a hard time getting back going. That's probably what brought it out. Trying to understand what happened here. This could be costly for Jeremy Miller, who is a playoff driver, and after causing that, probably going to have to go to the tail end of the line. He will bring it on the pit road regardless. Let's see what the leaders do. The top 10 all stay out. Actually, top 12 will all stay out. Jeremy Miller will bring it in. He'll take some right sides and left sides. Look at AJ Stravato. He had a set left potentially. He will have fresher tires after a 14-second pit stop. Jeremy Miller also will have fresh tires. Jeremiah Vincent, Timmy Emanuele gets the lucky dog. He'll have much fresher tires than the leaders. This could be disaster for Zach Carr, who's on some of the oldest tires of anyone in the top 12. Everybody around him has fresher tires except for Alec Martinez. Here comes Nick Starling. He'll get some damage fixed. This is going to be very interesting. Jeremy Miller getting into Alan Dice, bringing out the yellow flag. Not appear he's gotten a penalty just yet. He will restart back here in 14th. AJ Stravato should be the first car on fresh tires, restarting in 13th, and we'll see what kind of progress they make. It will be a green-white checkered situation. Mayato with a good position here to be in the race lead. You can get an advantage. He's got fresher tires than Zach Carr. Anthony Pelican also fresher tires than the 27. Ryan Gemmel. His are the same age as Zach Carr, so he could be in a tough situation here as well. How about James Loveland? He's up in the mix now. Alec Martinez has those older tires. Reggie Ortega, fresher tires than the leader. Cody Adkins, fresher tires. Dennis Faircloth has 6 or 7 lap fresher tires, but he has heavy damage on that race car. The whole nose just crumpled up on that Toyota Camry. Going double wide right here. Should be getting the green flag this next time by. It'll be Keith Mayato and Zach Carr who have dominated this race. 4 total cautions, 11 lead changes. Do a quick rundown of the top 10 as they get back around here. Mayato, he has led 89 laps tonight out of the 150 that have been running in the lead right now. Zach Carr 40 laps led after starting on the pole, wins stage 1. Anthony Pelican running 3rd up here all night long. Ryan Gemmel in the 4th position. James Loveland 5th. 6th will be Alec Martinez. 7th, Reggie Ortega. Cody Adkins in 8th. Seth Hatchell in 9th. Eric Lambert up here in the top 10. What a race for him. Going to be very interesting to see how this ends up. We've got 3 attempts at overtime, and that's what's going to settle playoff race number 1. Mayato car out in front here. Pace car makes the hard left-hand turn. Mayato gets him going. Good jump there for the 36. The 27 spun the tires, and he's going to be under fire now from Anthony Pelican and Ryan Gemmel. Pelican dives it in deep. He'll try and make the move on Zach Carr. Keep an eye on these guys farther back. Going to be making some wild moves. That's going to be Jeremy Miller and AJ Stravato. Jeremy going to the high side. Here comes AJ as well. They are flying through this field. Those fresh tires looking like Superman. Going to be the white flag right now, though, if they make it back. Mayato out in front. He's dominated after taking the race lead. And 2-3 wide deeper in this field. This could get pretty wild back here with Hatchell down low. Alec Martinez in the middle. Eric Lambert catches the wall. I think they're wrecking, but it looks like we're still good to go back there. Keith Mayato, meanwhile, he's got all clear track around him out of turn number 4. He'll lock himself into round 2. 3rd win of the season. Cody Adkins going around. Keith Mayato wins here in Nashville Superspeedway. In a dominating performance, 92 laps led out of 152 run. Mayato gets it done here tonight. What a wild finish to the end of playoff race number 1. Mayato doing exactly what he needs to do to transfer on to the next round. He will be the first one to do so. Zach Carr comes home runner-up here tonight. Should be in good shape to advance after that as well. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break to interview our top 3 drivers.
Watch your Element sign reading weekly on Sailor Tarot Magic's YouTube to answer all of your love and career questions. Call to schedule your personal reading at 732-314-0777.
back at the racetrack now. Going to be pulling in our race winner here tonight, and that'll be Keith Mayato. Mayato, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Well, Keith, it was a real battle out there tonight between you and Zach, and man, the timing for a couple of those yellow flags just perfect. Giving you a little bit of an advantage there with the control of the restarts, and man, you had to work hard to chase him down at the end. Describe that second half of the race and coming there to the finish.
Yeah, second half of the race, once I guess lucked out into getting the lead after that caution. I guess that's why you always race the yellow, right? So it was hard actually, because Zach was pushing the whole time and I couldn't just let up. And I knew if I let him by, it was I wasn't gonna go anywhere. So after I think it was the last stint there, I just pushed. I was like, hey, I'm not saving anything, just go for it, try to gap as much as I can. And that caution, like that, I think it would have been I think if the caution came out at perfect time in 3 and 4, I actually thought he was going to get it back. I'm like, chances are he's going to get this one back. And I think even with the fresher tires, I probably would have had him. Maybe if he had the lead, but it still would have been tough to pass. It was nice to be in clean air.
Yeah, definitely. You were able to pull away on those last few runs, and the situation was flip-flopped because he kind of did the same thing to you at the end of stage 1, and he just narrowly edged you out for the stage win. But you ended up actually getting the lead there at the time of the yellow flag being thrown. But yeah, just a really wild race of strategy to see comers and goers all race long, and really exciting out there. You lock yourself into stage 2 or round 2 of the playoffs. But next week we go to Sonoma, and the weight's off your shoulders. How do you feel about going out there?
Now it's probably just trying to chase down Zach. From what he showed at Coda, I think he'll be a dominant force next week. So if I can keep up with him, I'll be happy. But at least it's nice. I know I'm guaranteed into the second round.
Yes, sir, guaranteed in, and you do it in dominating fashion. You lead 92 out of the 152 laps run after starting in third. You take it away here and lock yourself in the third victory of the season. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to everyone below Double Yellow, the sponsor race tonight, and great job they do running the league. Yourself, Adam, with the awesome job you do on the V-Speed broadcast, and also my teammates. We all help each other out. They help me, and that's what puts usually one of us up front.
Yes, sir. Great performance here tonight. You were able to hold off Zach Carr, and you two are definitely separating yourselves as the drivers to beat this season. So congrats on the win, and we'll catch you next week at Sonoma.
Thanks, Adam. Have a good night.
All right. That is Keith Mayato, race winner here tonight. Let's see if we can pull up second place finisher in tonight's race. That is going to be Zach Carr. Bring him in here. Zach Carr, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me.
I got you.
Well, we talked a little bit earlier tonight. You won stage number 1, and the roles were reversed there in stage number 2 coming to the end of this race. It was going to be a battle no matter what the situation, no matter when that caution came out. But were you a bit disappointed that it maybe didn't fall a little bit earlier?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like if I ended up with the lead after this, when the stage caution came out like I should have, then I think this race would have been a lot different, or a lot more different than what it came out to be. So very disappointed in the way that handed out there, because I think I was faster than Keith. It's just the dirty air tonight. You just can't do anything with it. And then I made the pit call there to get out in front of him, and I was doing fine. And then the other Zach Smith, he came out of pit road with even newer tires, a lapped car, and I figured he'd pull away, and he just kept getting loose out of the corner. So it kind of burned my tires up a little bit trying to ride behind him because of that dirty air. I wasn't even pushing that hard at that point. The car just wouldn't rotate out of the corner or anything. And then I finally came over there and asked him if he could move or something. I didn't want to be a little mean about it or anything, but when you're racing for the lead like that, trying to keep that gap to the guy behind you, it's just a little nerve-wracking. But yeah, it just didn't go our way tonight.
Yeah, you're definitely up there in competition for that lead all race long. I think the lowest you really ever fell was second. throughout this race other than during pit cycles. So definitely, the same speed you've had all season long, and, going to have a huge point advantage going into next week. And that is going to be Sonoma, another road course. We know you're good at those. How do you feel about going out there?
As you said, it's a road course, so I'm excited. Expect another top 3 run for sure. Sonoma is one of those fun ones with the big curbs and, very slow corners, so it fits more in my category of road courses I enjoy to race at compared to like a Watkins Glen where I tend to struggle.
Yeah, the more technical style tracks. Definitely the trickier ones. I know Sonoma is definitely a hard track to master, but it'll be fun to see if you can get another victory out there after a great performance to open up the round of 12. You come home in the runner-up spot. You do win the stage to add to your playoff points, but runner-up will have to do. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Just the teammates, Jeremy and them. They we were all working together as in telling each other what lanes were working and tire wear and stuff, because it really kind of helped me gauge where I was at compared to probably Keith on his tires. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to the league owners for putting this on, sponsors. Just a big shout out to everybody.
Awesome, Zach. Well, thanks for putting on a show. It was definitely exciting to see you and Keith battling it out here for the win, and we'll catch you next week at Sonoma.
Sounds good.
All right, second place finisher Zach Carr. As we go now to third place, that's going to be Jeremy Miller. Jeremy Miller, Adam in the V. Jeremy Miller, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Well, Jeremy, it's a kind of one of those situations. Where did he come from? You end up here on the podium after taking tires there late in the going, and you just flew around everybody. How much fun was that?
Yeah, I mean, passing cars is always good. Definitely did not have a third place car tonight. Kind of a fortune of my own misfortune at the end there. Just got the yellow and I had the set, so I took them and just was able to make the right moves and pick the right lanes on that final 2 laps to get as many spots as I could.
Yeah, and definitely taking advantage of that. You get a lot of points as a result. And you come into the playoffs here. I'm just going to check. You were right there around the cut line, actually tied with Chris Samard entering, so this should help you a little bit and give you a little bit more space. But we go to Sonoma, kind of a wild card race next week. How do you feel about going out there?
I'm feeling decent about it. I mean, we went and we finished 5th at Coda. We missed Watkins Glen. Wasn't feeling so great that day, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better on road courses than I once was, and I should be able to put a decent run in. We'll see if we end up starting from the back there based on that caution there. I didn't claim it. I watched it a couple times. I mean, I missed the bottom, which is 100% on me, but netcode kind of very much escalated the situation. He netcoded my right rear, which moved me up further, which then netcoded him and like picked his back tires off the track and wrecked them. And so we'll see about that. I don't know which way I'd go on that one. Obviously, you know which way I'd lean, but it's racing and shit happens.
Yeah, we'll see what they do about that. I'm not too sure. I wasn't aware if you guys had claimed it or what the deal was there, so I guess we'll find that out afterwards. But either way, third place finish tonight. Definitely impressive to kick things off in the round of 12. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, all my teammates at VMS and ODR just worked well together all night. I was on the bad side of one of the yellows. It was right after a green flag cycle started. It put me a lap down, and just kind of bouncing strategy off of them got me back into a situation where I was able to manage a good finish. So definitely working with them every week, and my family supports me every week down in Florida.
Awesome, Jeremy. Well, great run here tonight, and we'll catch you next week at Sonoma.
All right, thank you.
That is third place finisher Jeremy Miller. We'll go back now. So, race winner Keith Mayato, he dominated after taking the lead in this one. You heard from Zach Carr. He thought that if he maybe had the lead after the end of the stage, if that caution had fallen at the right time, he might have. This race could have gone very differently. I tend to agree. It could have still been those two fighting for it, but might have been, might have been a little bit different. Keith might have had to play his strategy a little differently. So definitely an exciting race. A lot of action side by side, hard racing throughout the night, and not too many yellows. It's always nice to see. Let's go to the full results before we head on out for tonight. 4 total cautions, 11 lead changes in this one. Keith Mayato hangs on over Zach Carr, and Keith will lock himself into round 2. Zach Carr, second place tonight after winning stage 1. We'll add that bonus point to his tally for the postseason. Jeremy Miller finishes 3rd. Anthony Pelican finishes 4th. Nice strong run consistently in the top 5 tonight. Ryan Gemmel finishes 5th. AJ Servato, after taking tires late, he powers up to 6th. Reggie Ortega finishes in 7th. Jeremiah Vincent finishes in 8th. James Loveland 9th. And Seth Hatchell able to rebound up to the 10th position here tonight. Angelo Ronas finishes 11th. 12th, Alec Martinez. 13th, Zach Smith. 14th, Eric Lambert. 15th, Timmy Emanuele. 16th, Cody Adkins after going around there out of turn 4. Dennis Faircloth finishes in 17th, and last car on the lead lap. He must have gotten collected in something there on the last lap. Jordan Shepler finishes in 18th. Chris Samard finishes 19th, and Alan Dice rounding out the top 20. So Chris, not a great result. Gonna have to dig out of a hole, I think, next week. Noma. Dallas Sullivan finishes 21st. 22nd, Nick Starling. 23rd was Lane Sulfridge. 24th, Robert Gilmore. 25th, Bradley Wilson, another playoff driver. He's going to have to dig out of a hole. Joshua Abbey, 26th, and Josiah Vincent rounding out the field here tonight. 27 drivers at Nashville Super Speedway. We want to thank you so much for tuning in here tonight for the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. You tune on in each and every Tuesday night right here. You can catch these races live. We'll be back next week with Sonoma. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed, and consider subscribing, checking us out at all these different social media outlets to stay up to date with what we're doing throughout the week. Thank you so much to all the sponsors: Art and Sports, Shenandoah Shine, Boston Web Marketing, Simulators Anonymous, and so many more that make this possible. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great night.